Hey everybody, Glenn here, and just in case you think that I forgot about the monthly roundup of subscription boxes and the box awards, well, I did for a few days, but now I got myself together and ready to talk about the good and the not so good of the box month. So let's start rolling. All right, first our box of the month, and for this month we've got a first ever three-way tie. I just could not decide between Marvel Collector Core, Loot Crate, and Big Ol' Box of Stuff. These were all A boxes. They were great. In fact, Loot Crates I thought was the best box probably we've ever gotten from them with their time theme. Big Ol' Box of Stuff was amazing as usual, so it's really hard to pick against them. And then Marvel Collector Core coming through with a great villains box. So I decided to go with all three of them for box of the month. As far as best value, we're going to go with Bobos this time. Big Ol' Box of Stuff. They were big time in the running last month for value as well. But for a $35 box, and the only thing I have to say about value with Bobos is if you have $35 to spend on a subscription box and you're not considering Big Ol' Box of Stuff, you're really making a huge mistake. The custom quality of the box and it's never disappointing. It's always great stuff, and the value of the items is always well over what you're paying for it. So, very easy to pick Big Ol' Box of Stuff for best value. All right, biggest stumble. This month, the boxes were pretty good. I thought that the top boxes were really good, and the bottom boxes were really not so great at all. So there's a big gap between the best and the worst boxes this month. But I decided to go with Super Geek Box, and I think the reason I put them as my biggest stumble is I had just decided to make them one of the regular monthly boxes and not take them off the rotation list, to where their big competitor One-Up Box, I had taken them off because I was disappointed with the One-Up Box lately. Well, then we get a Super Geek Box that, while it had some good items in it, I thought it was poorly executed. The foam figure that ripped as soon as I put my hand in it, it was already overstuffing the box. We've gotten a lot of reports of items missing because of the box mishandling. I thought there was a lot of knockoff type items, which I realize kind of have to be in there because you want to keep the box inexpensive. But again, it's another one of those situations where I would have rather gotten fewer items of better quality or fewer items that were licensed than to get more items that are a little on the cheaper side. So I was a little bit disappointed, especially with my expectations moving forward from past boxes. So Super Geek Box takes a step back, but I fully expect them to come through this month and have a better box. All right, best trend. I've had this thing as my best trend before, and it's going to be the Funko trend this month. A lot of boxes having pops. Some boxes having pops for the first time, like Geek Fuel. Obviously, we are getting pops from Marvel Collector Core. But not only pops, but in the Marvel Collector Core, we had a pop and a Dorbs and a Pocket Pop keychain. So we had two Mopies this month, which we've never gotten before, which were awesome. So I really like the Funko trend this month. I think some of their non-pop products are really starting to take hold and get popular with people, especially in these subscription boxes. So that's my best trend for this month. All right, and worst trend. My worst trend this month is overstuffed boxes. We already talked about Super Geek Box and how, the small box was so packed that, it was almost coming apart at the seams. We had this issue with Power, which is actually Powered Geek Box this month, to where they felt they had to take their 6-inch pop out of the box, which is a no-no among collectors, and stuff it into their shipping box. So there's a couple issues where boxes are just so stuffed, or the boxes aren't big enough. Cosmo Cube, same thing. They took an item out of the box because it wouldn't fit otherwise in their shipping box. So these companies need to understand that they need better planning. They need to plan their boxes a little bit better. If they know their items are going to take a certain space, a certain size of box, that they need to account for that. And if they can't do that, then they have to include less items or items that fit in the box. We can't have items falling out in the mail or items out of their collector's boxes just so that they'll fit instead of getting bigger boxes. So that was my worst trend for this month. It's an unusual trend, but it kind of goes along with box condition. You know, when you get these boxes that get all beat up and have stuff falling out of them and not coming in the condition that people expect, that you're going to get some backlash from that. So these companies kind of need to work on really making sure they're not just throwing items in and then discovering later that their boxes are too small. Well, that's it for the awards. We're not going to have a Hall of Famer this particular time. I am committing to getting all my current gifts sent out. I've got a couple international, which are pricey to send out, and then all the shipping on everything else. I'm committing to getting all the boxes out before I start sending more out or committing to more. So those boxes are getting out within the next couple weeks. I know I've said that a few times, but I promise you guys are getting the prizes that I said you were going to get. So you know, those will be going out. So we'll head back to the Hall of Fame and to the handing out the prizes again a little bit later. A couple of announcements for this coming month. We're doing great on Patreon. We're up to about $85 a month, and that is allowing us to reach the milestone of doing blind boxes. So every month I'm going to do 5 blind boxes or bags, or we're going to do a lot of different things. We're going to do some figural keychains. We're going to do some mystery minis, of course. We'll do micro machines. They've got some great blind bags out there. So I'm going to start building up some blind bags, and we'll do some unboxing of those, because those are always fun because they're a mystery. And I haven't decided which day we're going to do. I think things like Mystery Monday and Blind Box Sundays, those kind of things have kind of been taken by the other channels, and I don't want to co-opt anything. But I'll come up with a plan to have kind of a schedule for doing those blind box unboxings and reviews, and those will be fun. So that is only made possible by my patron support on Patreon, and again, I really appreciate it. Our next milestone is at $100, and we're only actually about $5 away in pledges. We're technically at the $95 level, which translates into about $85 total. But another $5 pledge member, and we'll be at that $100 level, which means that patrons will be able to pick content for the channel. If they want me to go out and buy a subscription box that they've seen and not seen on the channel before for me to review it, I'll do that. If they want me to get more blind bags or blind boxes, I'll do that. If they want to see me do some more pop hunts, things like that, I will do that. And anything that I get based on patron requests, anything that I decide to do, will go straight to the patrons. So those wouldn't be things I'm keeping. So that's another nice perk for patrons. So if you haven't checked out our Patreon page, everything that I get over Patreon I only use to have more content for the channel, have extra content, stuff that I wouldn't be able to do normally. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. We'd love to see your support. And as always, I appreciate everybody watching and everybody subscribing and doing all those other things that help support the channel as well. So that's pretty much all I have for today. Hope you enjoyed the roundup. We've got another great month coming up of content. Few less boxes, right, like we talked about. But I think I've narrowed it down to some really quality reviews, and then adding things like the blind box reviews and pop reviews that are coming up as well. I think we're gonna have a nice full month, so I'm excited about a little more variety in the channel. So until next time, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Once I get boxes shipped out, we're going to do some more giveaways, so that's exciting as well. And until next time, we will see you later.